1971, a time of unemployment, civil strife, aviation history, women's lib, hot pants, and once again, war. The Vietnam conflict suddenly took second place to the Indo-Pakistan two-week war. Although they made little headway in West Pakistan, India's forces swept through what has now become the new state of Bangladesh in the east. Nearer home, there's still no end to the bitter conflict between Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland. "16 people died from this bomb explosion in a pub. London's post office tower didn't escape attention either. Luckily, no one was hurt. A number of post offices were closed down because of the postal strike. The weaker sex took a firmer line in the cause of sex equality under the banner of women's lib. What will they think of next? These perhaps, hot pants, something new, something old, something in fact that Betty Grable used to wear in the musicals of the 1930s. Britain wins the Admiral's Cup, captained by Prime Minister Ted Heath. Trinity House wreck buoys in the English Channel mark the graves of the Brandenburg, Nicky, and seen here, the Texaco Caribbean. The Upper Clyde shipbuilders' crisis. Thousands of jobs were in the balance as the receiver wound up the company's affairs. Rolls-Royce went bankrupt. The future of the RB211 and thousands of workers was in jeopardy. Foulness, the proposed new site for London's third airport in the south of England. 001, the Anglo-French Concorde, flies at twice the speed of sound. Four pilots of the famous RAF acrobatic team, the Red Arrows, were killed during practice. Another air disaster. 21 holidaymakers died when a BAC 111 crash-landed on the Hamburg-Kiel Autobahn. The new £30 million Mersey tunnel running between Liverpool and Wallasey was opened by the Queen. Decimal currency was introduced. But who cares about money? This is much better to look at. Miss World from Brazil, Lucia Peterier. Malta's elections and the new Labour Party in power with a majority of 1. Prime Minister Don Mintoff asks Britain to pay more for our military presence on the island. Ibrox Park, Glasgow, scene of the worst ever soccer disaster in which 66 people died. And still in Glasgow, another tragedy which struck equally swiftly. In a gas explosion, 13 people were killed and dozens more injured. The funeral of 71-year-old Mr. Sean Lemass, a former Prime Minister of Erin. Ex-Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev died too. The Foreign Office expels 105 Russian officials accused of spying in Britain. Russia's Soyuz 11 mission ended in tragedy when the 3 cosmonauts died mysteriously in their capsule. The Americans, however, had spectacular success with their out-of-this-world venture on the moon, as seen by millions the world over.
Hey, Houston, that surveyor looks a lot better today.
The Commonwealth Prime Minister's Conference in Singapore. There was bitter opposition to Britain's sale of arms to South Africa. After 6 long years, an end to the constitutional dispute between Britain and Rhodesia. Parliament voted to enter the EEC in principle. Outside the House, other people expressed different opinions. So it looks as though the continental onion seller will soon be up against competition. In fact, we'll all need to get to know our onions. Miss Jersey, the festival queen, was the main attraction in the Battle of the Flowers, and St Helier welcomed more than 60,000 holidaymakers who'd come over for the festival, the biggest crowd the island's ever had. After many months of industrial troubles, the OAC's jumbo jet went into service on the Atlantic run. The Lord Mayor of London, Sir Peter Studd, opened the old London Bridge, re-erected at Lake Havasu in Arizona. The bridge was originally built in 1831. Costing over $5 million, it was shipped over the Atlantic stone by stone. At Guildhall in the City of London, Prince Charles was admitted as Freeman of the City by the globe-trotting Lord Mayor. Britain's fighting forces march into action at the traditional spectacular of trooping the colour. The honour of trooping went to the 2nd Battalion Grenadier Guards. This magnificent ceremony is held, of course, to mark the Queen's official birthday. And keeping up the family equestrian traditions in fine style, Princess Anne won the individual European Championship Award at the 3-day horse trials in Lincolnshire. The 17-year-old Graham Fletcher did very well too. At the Dublin Horse Show, he won the Irish Government Trophy, which was presented by Eira's Prime Minister, Jack Lynch. Meanwhile, in Japan, on the foothills of Fujiyama, the 13th World Scouting Jamboree took place. 24,000 scouts got together, where the theme of the jamboree was for understanding. In spite of all man's advances in science and technology, we're still dwarfed by nature, as these pictures from Mount Etna show. Let's hope that 1972 will be a happier and far less destructive year for us all.